When I was young, my brother and I built a boat with our father. We spent several years sailing and exploring the Patuxent River. And then I met Tony.
Peter and I spent many happy times on that boat, and so when we got married, we built a larger boat and ventured out into the Chesapeake Bay and its many rivers.
We crewed on larger boats with dreams of sailing the world, but then life took another turn.
Today, we look forward to retirement with dreams of leaving it all behind. Come join us on our journey to sail the seas. Hi everybody! We have some exciting news. Our boat is under construction. Stick to the end of the video for some pictures.
Welcome to episode 27, an episode that we're calling No More Changes. Can you elaborate?
Yet another 1260 Seawind option video. Back in January, we had to finalize our options, and we are now on variation number 6. And we are locked in, no more changes. In our defense, some of those changes were ones that we had to change because the options we chose were no longer available. So that's more Seawind's.
Yeah.
So we had to change those. And then some of them, we just changed our mind or wanted something different. And the other thing was, some of the changes we kind of knew we wanted to change, but we had to get the options in January, and so we did our best, but we kind of figured we might change some of them. So
Yeah, and for more Seawind 1260 options, and if you're really bored, we did 3 episodes way back when that detailed all the options and why we were looking at them.
Right.
So we'll put the links of those 3 episodes in the description. Like I said, if you're bored, go ahead and catch up. Let's start with the options that Seawind removed. When we originally signed the contract, there were some options. The primary anchor upgrade was a 45-pound Manson Supreme. Seawind doesn't offer that anymore. Instead, they offer a 48-pound Sarka XL, which I think is a better anchor personally anyway. So we just switched to Manson Supreme with the Sarka XL. The other option that they removed was the windlass with the manual recovery upgrade. I don't know what happened there, but they offer a windlass upgrade with capstan now, so we really don't have a choice. So we went with that option.
And then we had picked the refrigerator drawer, the one that's in the saloon underneath the settee in the saloon.
Yes.
And it interfered with the air conditioning, so we decided not to do the refrigerator
Yeah, I think it
drawer.
was the air conditioner or the microwave kind of interfered with it, so we couldn't fit
Yes.
it in there. So yeah, we had to do away with it. Also, we optioned the B&G VHF radio and the cordless handset. That was before the Vesper Cortex was available. Now the Vesper Cortex in there, we want that option. It's a far better system, I think. It has firmware upgrades and a lot more functionality. So we ditched the B&G VHF in favor of the Vesper Cortex, right?
Yes.
Seawind also upgraded their solar package. They maxed out at 1080 watts, and now you can get 1600 watts. So, duh.
Yeah.
Most solar, whatever solar we can get, we want. We're not planning on having a generator, so we optioned the 1600 watts of solar.
Yeah. And we also changed to leather upholstery. We thought it would be much easier to clean or keep clean. And we chose the dark, it's called dark beige, but I'm hoping it'll be the light color that we see in the pictures of the
Yeah, I think it's not
1260.
really dark. And since we're not putting a boat in charter, we don't have to worry about people not taking care of it. We'll be taking care of it. It's going to be easier to maintain, wipe, but ask us in 10 years whether
Yeah.
we made a good decision here. Also, who does not want to live like Ricotta Montalban? The Corinthian leather, right? I had to get it for that.
I just think it's easier to keep clean.
Yes.
Their tradition of luxury. Yes, even rich Corinthian leather.
We also optioned in the double top secret navigation seat backrest. This is option 18504. It's priced at $768. And this, we thought having a seat rest at the navigation desk
I think that's important.
yeah, it folds up and down, so it will help us for long hours sitting at the navigation desk, whether we're working on the videos, navigating, or whatever the case
Yeah.
might be. So I think it's a good option. Also, there's some things we learned because we chartered the boat multiple times. We spent a lot of time on the Seawind 1260 and even to some extent the 1160s, which is very similar boats. And one of the things we realized is in the owner's bunk, getting in and out of that bunk was a little tough.
Yes, it
Not
was.
because we were so old, but because you're short, you had a hard time climbing up, right?
There was nothing to grab onto.
Right.
Like, and the steps were very narrow and pretty steep. That first one. I think.
Right, the steps on the 1260 is not like it is in the 1170 or the 1370. Even on my side of the bunk, I guess will be the forward section. When you step down, there's a step there. There's actually a step perfectly placed. So when you step down, you're going to step right where the step is, and you're going to twist your ankle. So I also wanted a hand grab there so I could kind of ease into it and feel with my foot whether I'm on solid footing. So those were options that we had Seawind added for us.
And we mentioned that to our broker way back.
Yeah, we talked about it a while back, and I saw it on Ruby Rose too.
I know, that's what's so interesting. I think maybe they got
stole
the
our
idea from us.
They stole our idea. What else?
Ruby Rose, yeah. The other thing we noticed when we were chartering was the lighting. The white light is just so bright. How many lumens?
I think it's a daylight wavelength, so it's probably 5,000 to 6,500 wavelength.
And it's like you could land a plane in that, you know. Peter put that in one of our bathrooms. I'm like, you got to change it.
Yeah.
Like, I like the softer white, a warmer color, so we switched to that.
In the evening, you're like this,
Yeah.
you know, and it really screws with your sleep cycle late in the evening, that wavelength.
And the other thing nice for evening is like the light dimmers. We did add that where we can dim the lighting, the warm white lighting too. So.
Yeah, so we added warm white, light dimmers. We also add mood lighting as well in warm white as
But we
well.
didn't add that now. We had that, right? I think we had that.
But not in warm white. We added everything into warm white. All the
You changed the
lighting.
mood lighting to warm white?
Yes.
Like, so we don't have the nice blue mood lighting anymore?
I don't think the mood lighting was ever blue.
Oh, I thought there was blue lighting in the cabin, like mood lighting or like rope lighting or something.
We'll go back and check. I might be wrong.
It doesn't matter.
I know the lights that we have underwater, the underwater lights are blue.
Yes.
And
the transom.
And the transom lights, we did blue.
But we
right?
do have red lighting for night.
Well, yeah, Seawind has the red lighting at the nav desk, in the saloon, and in the cockpit for nighttime sailing.
Yes.
Preserve your night
There's an
vision.
option for that. Or
Yes.
maybe it's not an option on there.
No,
we have
it's still
it.
there.
Yeah. So the other thing we changed was the sailbag color. We had picked a gray, I forget what it was called, but it was
Cadet gray.
cadet gray. And there were only 3 options. It was navy blue, cadet gray, and a black. And we didn't want black. We just felt like it was too dark. And so we went with cadet gray because it was a lighter color at the time, but then we worked on our logo and we have navy blue in that. And so I just thought it would look better, so we switched to navy blue for the sailbag.
Right, and we're going to have the Seawind logo stitched into
Oh yes,
the sailbag,
Mhm.
right? Hopefully in white. Hopefully in white.
or that
um,
blue color that they use would be pretty.
As long as it's contrast.
Yes,
It should better
the
not
light
be black,
color.
yeah. I think we talked about adding multifunction displays, an extra one at the port helm and the 2 at the starboard. I think we
Yes.
already discussed that. We're also paying for the boat to be winterized
Yes.
because unfortunately we are expecting delivery, and I hope it's delayed. I know people's like, what are you talking about? You hope it's delayed. It's probably going to be delivered to the Chesapeake Bay area
In January.
February.
February.
February. So every week it's delayed. makes it a little bit warmer. So
Yeah.
we're not in a rush to go out and break ice. That's for sure.
It could be a warm winter for all we
Yeah.
know, but-
We finalized all the 7 fan locations, and I will show you what those locations are.
Here we have the layout of the Seawind 1260. The Sirocco fans, we're going to get 7. So the first 2 is going to go in the saloon by the windows. A lot of people don't like them by the windows, but I want them by the windows to keep the air circulating on those still nights. Also, placing these fans at this location puts them right over the air conditioning ducts. So any cool air conditioning air coming out will be distributed through the saloon with the fans. The next 2 will go in the owner's stateroom. You have to have a his and hers fan. Again, one will be positioned over the air conditioning duct and the other one will be forward. That way each couple can control their own fans. The 5th fan location will go into the starboard forward guest stateroom. This fan will be positioned in the corner again over the air conditioning vent to spread any of the cool air from the air condition out to the guest. We thought about putting a second fan in this guest room as well, but believed it would get in the way as people climb in and out of that bunk. They'll be bumping their heads on it. So we chose not to. The 6th fan will go into the galley. This fan should be able to bring the fresh air from the top hatch and circulate it through the galley, dissipating some of the heat when you're in there cooking. The last fan will go in the starboard aft stateroom. There's not much air circulation in that room with the door closed, so a fan is really necessary. So these are our 7 fan locations. Tell us what you think. I can't change them now.
We optioned the 12-volt plugs and of course the general purpose outlets, the GPOs, and I'll explain where we're going to put them in the boat, and I'll do that now.
If you option the shore power like we did, you will get 3 GPOs or general purpose outlets. These are electrical outlets that you can run when you're plugged into shore power or through an inverter. With the shore power option, you will get 3 GPOs. One will be installed in the galley, one will be in the saloon, and one will be at the navigation desk. We optioned 3 additional GPOs. One will be in the owner's stateroom, one will be in the saloon on the starboard side, and one will be in the owner's head. You might ask, why another one in the saloon? Well, my thinking is we'll probably have people on laptops that could be working on there, and also having one for plugging in power tools if I need it, that would reach out into the cockpit. Since we also optioned the microwave, there will be another plug where the microwave plugs into it. I don't know how accessible it will be. Also, the washing machine that's underneath the aft starboard bunk will also be plugged into a GPO, and that will give another outlet. Our intent is not to use these off the inverter all the time, but if you're plugged into shore power, why not? Seawind offers 3 12-volt outlet options. You have the traditional 12-volt, which is what we would call a cigarette lighter type. You have the USB, and then you have the USB-C. Right away, we probably eliminate USB as that's quite dated. Everything's gone to USB-C at the moment. The cigarette lighter style connection will provide more power. So you can run things like a portable cooler, an air pump, a water pump, whatever. You can even probably run your laptop off the 12-volt outlet. You can provide adapters for these. You can probably adapt it to just about anything that you want. The problem with adapters is they do stick out a little bit, and they have wear and tear that they will lose contact, so you might not get a good contact after a while. The USB-C outlet does USB-C, and almost everything is USB-C now. But it also provides the QC3 or the Qualcomm quick charger adapter as well, so it kind of suffices for both types. It's important to note that these are USB-C connections. You're not going to be able to power a PC off of this. You're not going to be able to probably power or charge your iPad or Mac either. This is really just for charging your iPhones, your iWatch, those types of connections. So let's get started. Where am I putting all these connections? Well, let's go back to our schematic. By default, Seawind will provide 4 12-volt connections. One will be on the inside of the port helm, one will be at the navigation desk, one will be in the port owner's bunk area, and the last one will be at the starboard forward guest room. The nav desk, the owner's bunk, and the starboard forward guest bunk I chose to upgrade to USB-C. Tony and I did add an additional 2 12-volt cigarette lighter style outlets, one on the inside of the starboard helm and one on the starboard side of the saloon. The outlet in the starboard saloon will be used for a portable cooler or freezer if we ever have a need for it. We added 5 additional USB-C 12-volt outlets. We prefer the use of the 12-volt power, as that will run off the lithium batteries. The lithium batteries would be charged with either the solar power or the engines running with the alternators, or if we're plugged into shore power, they will be charged with normal battery chargers. We added one to each of the forward staterooms. We also added one to the aft starboard stateroom. We added another one between the nav desk and the settee on the port side, and we added the last one to the galley area. Wow, this is overcomplicated. I hope Seawind gets these right.
We wanted a tricolor mast light. This is a light that does either navigation light, you can select it to an anchor light, you can also select it in the strobe light. Somehow it was dropped off of our customizations. And when we went back to Seawind, they say, no tricolor light for you.
They didn't have it in stock for us. I guess it would have taken
And this was
too long
before
to
the
come
boat was being
in.
construction, a couple of weeks before construction. So make sure that you review and identify all these options. They've gotten a lot more strict
They have.
with the options. They don't allow a lot of changes. You would think it would take 3
No
months to the boat that
customizations,
they can find it, yeah.
which is fine. And it's fine that we can't have the tricolor.
We'll try to see if we can get it worked during
Commissioning.
yeah, hopefully. It's easier with the mast down, but I guess that's on us. We were hoping,
did our best.
Yeah, we were hoping that they would work with us, but no. They're trying to catch up on the backlog, I guess. So
I think they couldn't get it in time, to be honest. I just think they couldn't get it in
I
time.
would have flown one out to them.
Oh, please.
Yeah, I guess that's it for the options, right? These are the big changes.
We're getting excited.
Yes.
So we have exciting news. The boat is now under construction, and it's so exciting. We're just thrilled. And Seawind has sent us some pictures of the construction so far, and so Peter's going to include those.
Yes, I will do a video on where we stand. We're in the lamination phase. It seems like we were wait,
pretty amazing.
and then bang, everything's happening.
And it's like,
all
wow,
at
here we
once.
go.
So
But
it's
yeah.
amazing how fast it's going.
So we're excited.
Yes. So if we have room in this video, I will include it. Otherwise, I will make a separate video and post it out of schedule, so we don't make
Yes.
people wait for it. The other thing is we are going to be at Annapolis Boat Show on Thursday, which I believe is October 12th, right? So if you see us, we'll be at the Seawind area in the mornings, but we'll probably be wandering the tents. So if you see us, come by and say hello. We'll be just wandering. We're the dazed and confused folks pointing at the various exhibits. So
Check it out, all
yeah,
the things
we'd
we
love
might
to-
want to get for the boat.
We'd love to see you. And if you like what we're doing,
Subscribe, click like, and put something in the comments. And what else?
the notification bell.
Oh, there you go.
Ring the bell. That way you get notified when we post new videos, right?
Yes.
Well, until September.
You'd think I'd have that by now.
I test you every single time and you fail miserably. So,
Thank you for joining us.
yes, thanks.
We are now just getting some photos of our Seawind 1260 under construction. She is hull SC673, They spray the mold with gel coat and then they lay each individual piece of glass by hand. Each piece of glass is laser cut by a computer and has a specific spot on the boat. The glass is laid in specific directions. It might be different weights depending on the stretch points. It could be different types of glass. It all depends on where on the boat it goes. Here we are seeing glass being hand laid in the main mold. The main mold consists of both hulls and the bridge deck. They put everything in one mold to make it strong, stiff, and very rigid. Here they are prepping the top mold. The top mold consists of the decking, the saloon, and sugar scoops. Again, they do it in one mold for stiffness and in strength. They will separate the layers of glass with a foam core. There's no balsa core in a Seawind. Once the glass is laid, they will seal it with a bag and attach tubes to inject vinyl ester resin. Once the vinyl ester resin is saturated, they will also vacuum bag it, taking out any excess resin. This makes for a light boat, a strong boat, and you shouldn't have any air pockets in the glass. While this is not our boat, it does demonstrate the vacuum bagging and the vinyl ester ejection. All the tubes are controlled by computers and checked. This is the most modern technique nowadays for boat building. Once the resin cures, they will pop the fiberglass out of the mold. Here we see the top deck section. Here is it facing aft from the forward peaks. We can see that they already inserted the saloon roof insert, and that's been laminated into place. Now we have the main hull also out of its mold, waiting for bulkheads to be inserted. In this picture, we are standing in the cockpit looking into the saloon. You can see that all the furniture and infrastructure is already laminated into place. Here we can see that the owner's shower and engine compartment infrastructure is laminated into place. Here's another view of the saloon laminated into the main hull. By laminating these compartments into the main mold, it provides a very stiff, a very rigid boat. It should also eliminate a lot of creaking as well. Here we see the owner's stateroom laminated in place. What you're looking at on the left there with that shop vac is the owner's bunk. The little box to the right is the propane locker, and that compartment to the right of that is the starboard stateroom. This picture shows the main hull and bridge deck. All the bulkheads and infrastructure are laminated into place. To the left is the deck and the saloon roof. These should be joined in early September. Very exciting time.
September 1st. You know what that means?
Health update. You go first.
I will go first. For the month of August, I lost a total of 1 pound. So I'm down to 168. That's still 52 pounds for the year, but I'm coming to some type of balance. I don't know if I'm gonna break loose, but I'm still losing, so I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. How about you?
I lost 4 pounds.
4 pounds?
4 pounds. I believe it's 4 pounds. I've lost a total of 40 pounds. Major milestone.
Wow, that is good.
I have a ways to go still. I am on a journey here, but I'm really happy, especially because we went on vacation this month and that was a kink. But it shows it can be done.
We did break a lot of rules on vacation. Drinking,
but that's okay.
snacking, eating.
That's okay. It's
But it's
vacation,
okay. Yeah.
you know? And this is not about dieting. It's about changing our habits and being healthier, living longer and stronger.
Yep.
So here we
Lifestyle
are.
changes. So we'll do another update on
October 1st.
October 1st already.
Yeah.
We have 3 more left. We committed to doing this for 1 whole year and then we reevaluate. So
Yes.
we'll see you in October. Thank you.
Thank you.